This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
We had a fantastic start to the weekend, but the second half comes with some changes. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Nicole Griffin. Today was the perfect day to get out and soak up some sun and warm temps, but tonight we are on alert for possible storms. Storm Team 6 meteorologist Kyle Mounts is tracking the very latest here at 11. Kyle.
And Nicole, a few of those storms could wake you up overnight tonight into Sunday morning. Things have been very quiet, though, across central Indiana. In fact, as we show you Storm Team 6 radar, you can see we've got just a couple of showers across the Tipton area stretching back into Monticello, but there is a complex of thunderstorms in central Illinois. That's marching our way and does have a severe thunderstorm warning on it for some gusty winds around 60 miles per hour. We put it to the state line about 12:45 or so. In Indianapolis around 2 o'clock in the morning. So here is TrueCast at 2 a.m. You can see a few of those showers and thunderstorms moving through, and we're going to continue with that right through sunrise on Sunday morning. But I think the overnight timing here will kind of downplay our severe weather threat. Still, there is a marginal risk across much of central Indiana that some of those storms could have gusty winds, possibly some hail with them as well. So make sure, as we are going through the overnight here, that you've got the Storm Shield app loaded up in case we have an isolated thunderstorm warning for your area. Of course, we'll talk about how this will impact the rest of your Sunday forecast in just a few minutes.
Kyle, thank you. The month of May is typically all about the days leading up to the Indy 500, especially in the town of Speedway. But this year, because of the pandemic, there is no racing this month, and the Indy 500 will now happen in August. And that is why the Speedway Arts Council is starting a new campaign called It Is Still May in Speedway. This weekend, families are encouraged to show their pride for their community by decorating their porch, yard, or windows. You are then encouraged to register through a link on the Speedway Arts Facebook page. Each contest is $5, and all of the money goes directly to help local families through the St. Christopher Church Food Pantry.
Even though there isn't racing happening in Speedway or in Indianapolis, it's not the end of the world. I think people should still get out there and celebrate their neighborhood, celebrate the city of Indianapolis, celebrate the town of Speedway. A lot of people are hurting right now. And so if we can, support one of the busiest food pantries on the west side while also trying to make people's days, let's do it.
You are encouraged to decorate any way you want. You can do a racing theme, thank essential workers, or just be creative by showing pride for your community. We have all the details right now on the RTV6 app on how you can get involved. New at 11, a local catering company is calling on the community to help feed families in need during the pandemic. Hoagland Fine Catering sponsor a meal program, provides a hot meal to families of 4 to 6. They're working with the Damien Center and the Mary Rigg Neighborhood Center to reach those families. The program allows people or businesses to call in and purchase the fully prepared meal for $45. With help from their community partners, the meal will then be delivered directly to a local family.
We all are in this together, and that's something that has been said over and over again. And it's a very small effort on your part that is going to make a huge difference in someone's life. And the food insecurity right now is probably an all-time high. And so you've got the food pantries who are doing so much, but this is just everybody is deserving of a hot meal.
The pandemic has caused a major impact on Hoagland Fine Catering, with weddings and corporate events being canceled. This is a way to keep their staff at the catering company, which is based out of the Biltwell Event Center, busy. We will put the details on how you can donate by calling Hoagland on the RTV6 app. As the phased-in reopening of the state begins, we are expecting to see a boom in some industries, and it's just like Hoosiers to take lemons and make lemonade. RTV6's Troy Washington is working for you to explain how one couple is staying positive as the rebound of the wedding industry gets underway.
On what would have been the day this couple would have said their I do's and started their forever journey, these two lovebirds turned Saturday, April 25th, into a quarantine photo shoot complete with a new save the date.
We've been engaged for almost a year and a half, and we've just been spending this time planning and getting everything together. We were ready, and then COVID-19 happened.
The pandemic forced Brandon Duckworth and Renee Fleener to redo everything. But for them, doing it right means the most when it comes to their whirlwind romance.
They started saying, well, do you think you can bump your list down to under 50? And then everything started closing. To even get the rings, the Hellsberg Diamond was closed in the tech shop.
100, and they wanted us to reduce it down to 50, and then the number kept getting smaller and smaller. So we knew we probably just needed to go ahead and reschedule because it was kind of impossible.
Since the wedding industry is a complex one, this couple says there were many reasons their original date just wouldn't work anymore once restrictions went into place. Jewelry stores are closed, so they couldn't get the rings. They also had to book a new DJ, and they had to find another photographer.
Actually decided to postpone. It was about a month out, so we only had a month left, and we had to go ahead and reschedule.
Yeah, it was a good thing we did because all the dates were getting filled up really quick too.
Yeah, we had very slim pickings on dates for sure. So September's a really popular month as it is. So they were already booked up, and then other couples were rescheduling too. So it almost put us all the way to spring 2021.
These two say they are just making the most of the hand they've been dealt and just having a little fun with the planning process this go around. Working for you, Troy Washington, RTV6.
Troy, thank you. If you are a wedding vendor, you can head over to the IndyChannel.com where we have information that could help your business rebound from the pandemic. Tonight, small business owners are anxiously waiting to reopen their doors. On May 11th, a week from this Monday, retail stores in Indiana will be able to open at 50% capacity. Moonshot Games in Noblesville is spending the weekend moving back in their store on 9th Street downtown. Previously, they have been operating out of the owner's garage. During the pandemic, they started a website and began delivering puzzles and games. After receiving grant money from Noblesville's Small Business Resilience Grant Fund, they were able to bring back 3 employees. And on Thursday alone, they sold 1,000 puzzles.
We are doing the best we can with what we have. And so I in no way are looking to take advantage of a situation, right? I mean, this is awful for everybody. We had to cut some folks and bring them back. It's been a great experience all the way around. But for us, I think it's people are sheltered at home, right? I mean, they're looking for something to do. And I think board games have kind of had a resurgence because of that.
As Moonshot Games prepares to reopen, they are eliminating the number of tables inside. The store will look more like a showroom with some sit and play options. They have leased out the basement underneath their store to put most of the games for the time being. With the beautiful weather we enjoyed today, people took the opportunity to get outside and safely shop at local farmers markets. The Broad Ripple Farmers Market kicked off its spring season today. It's now held at the Glendale Town Center's east parking lot. Due to the coronavirus, social distancing guidelines were being followed. Only 1 to 2 people per family were allowed to visit each vendor, and people were asked to avoid touching the products. Everyone was also encouraged to wear a face mask.
Well, you got a lot of room. It's easier to take that kind of distance. You know, we've all been cooped up in houses all this time. It's time. This way you get some exercise. You can walk from one end to the other. Yes, it's good for us. Good for me.
I think a lot of people are here because they want to get out of the house, and you need to eat, and it's time to plant. There's vendors that have plants and herbs, and there's just all kinds of things here.
Also different right now during the pandemic, dogs were not allowed. There were no food or drinks being consumed and no growler refills, and for now, no live entertainment. The community also made it out to support vendors at the Garfield Park Farmers Market on opening day. In order to make the shopping experience safe, there were some changes here as well. People were advised to shop alone, follow a one-way aisle, stopping only when making a purchase. They were also asked to practice social distancing, wearing masks, and paying with cards and not cash. Tonight, families all across central Indiana continue to face challenges as the pandemic continues. We've heard over and over that food insecurity is a real issue for Hoosier families. Today, a local church made sure people in its community had the food that they need. Zion Hope Church on East 46th Street gave out 100 Blessings of Hope food baskets. Inside, there was enough food to feed a family for an entire week.
We're in the 46226 area code, and right now there's a food desert that's here. Kroger closed down just across the street, and so there's a lot of people in need. And so we just wanted to do our part during this pandemic to let people know that Jesus still loves them, we care about them, and we want to bring hope to our community.
The church typically has a food pantry on the first Saturday of every month where they invite people in and pray for them, but because of the virus, they decided to do a drive-by to give out the baskets and feed the community. Governors are facing a huge dilemma this weekend, the pressure to reopen for business despite the growing number of COVID-19 cases. We'll have that debate coming up. Kyle.
And we are keeping an eye on radar and some approaching storms tonight. We'll talk about when those rain showers and storms will move through and a cooler Sunday. You're watching RTV6 News at 11.
RTV6, working for you.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
New at 11, a juvenile is in stable condition tonight after a shooting incident on the north side. IMPD officers responded to a neighborhood near West 71st Street and Township Line Road around 5 p.m. on reports of a child shot. They arrived to find the child with a gunshot wound to the hand. IMPD says the juvenile found the gun outside and it went off. No other details have been released. An Indiana State Police trooper is recovering after his cruiser was hit as he was on the scene of a fatal wrong-way crash. Police say 72-year-old John Slack of Indianapolis was driving the wrong way in the eastbound lanes of I-70 near mile marker 22 when he hit a semi-truck. It happened around 6 a.m. Police say the 21-year-old semi-truck driver tried to avoid the crash but was unable to. During the investigation, Trooper Troy Cobb was injured when a 21-year-old Terre Haute woman hit his cruiser. His lights were activated and he was assisting with traffic direction. He is expected to recover. In downtown Greenfield tonight, a local pizza shop has water damage after a fire started in an upstairs apartment. According to Greenfield police, firefighters were battling the fire around 5:30 this morning and got the flames put out just after 6:30 a.m. Hometown Classic Pizza has been open for delivery and carry out during the pandemic, but will now be closed while the damage is assessed. The pizza store owner says he believes the fire started due to an unattended lit cigarette. No one was injured. Indiana's death toll from COVID-19 is now 1,115. That's 53 more deaths confirmed since yesterday. The number of confirmed cases in our state, more than 19,000. More than 104,000 people have been tested so far in Indiana. While polls show many Americans support stay-at-home orders, protesters have taken to the streets calling for their states to lift stay-at-home orders. But for many governors, that's easier said than done. More now from ABC's Ty Hernandez.
With COVID-19 cases dropping in some areas, increasing in others, governors across the country are dealing with a difficult decision: when to reopen. It's been more than a week since Georgia's Governor Brian Kemp took an aggressive approach to reopening his state, which took effect Friday. The state reporting 4,500 more cases since April 27th. But in Mississippi, the governor is pausing his plans after the state saw its largest single-day increase, nearly 400 new cases and 20 new deaths.
This was a large enough change to make me take a step back and want to look at the board. And I've come to the conclusion that I must hold on for now.
Gallup, New Mexico on lockdown as the number of cases there surges. Every road surrounding the city now closed. In Southern California, Orange County beaches closed by Governor Gavin Newsom, drawing widespread protests. In Chicago, Mayor Lori Lightfoot with a strong warning for anyone hosting or attending large house parties.
And you refuse to do what is necessary to save lives in the city in the middle of a pandemic, we will take you to jail, period.
In New York City, 1,000 additional police officers are on patrol to enforce social distancing as beautiful spring weather brings more people out of their homes. New Jersey's governor opening state parks, but issuing a warning.
I cannot stress enough how big a test this weekend will be in terms of keeping these trend lines moving in the right direction.
As states grapple with decisions on when to relax stay-at-home orders, scientists continue working on a COVID-19 vaccine. More than 100 vaccine studies underway worldwide. At least 8 are in human trials, including 2 in the U.S. But there are challenges ahead.
It will take unprecedented collaboration between the local and federal government, pharmaceutical industry, academia, and diagnostic labs to put this together. There's a real chance we're going to have to open America before we have an effective vaccine.
New York State testing at least 15,000 people for antibodies, which show if a person may have been exposed to the virus. But there are questions about the reliability of those tests, and only a few are FDA authorized. Ty Hernandez, ABC News, New York.
Ty, thank you. We are already starting to see the environmental benefits of people staying home. The International Energy Agency says global greenhouse gas emissions are down 8%. The last time we saw a significant drop was during the recession in 2009, and this decrease is 6 times that. But they warn that after that recession, emissions rose sharply. They say this time, however, we are better positioned to have a cleaner recovery. Kyle.
And Nicole, we had a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Actually, our warmest so far this year as we made it to 82 degrees in Indianapolis. It's not quite the record, though. That 87 degrees, just in case you were wondering. And this is the warmest we're going to be for a while. Those temperatures around central Indiana tonight, they are generally around 70 degrees as we look into the Indianapolis area. We've got temperatures a little bit cooler into Lafayette at 68, 73 right now in Connorsville. And as we go through tonight, we'll have those scattered showers and thunderstorms on the increase with a low temperature of 57. Here's a look at TrueCast, 2 o'clock in the morning. Again, some isolated showers and thunderstorms moving in from Illinois, becoming more widespread, and it does look like it's going to be a fairly soggy start to our Sunday. A little stormy, too, with those rumbles of thunder out there. Could have an isolated strong to severe thunderstorm with some gusty winds, so don't want to rule that out. As we go into the late morning and early afternoon hours, you can see that the rain kind of diminishing in coverage. I don't think the chance will completely go away, and in fact, as we go into the afternoon, another wave of some showers will move through the area before things do start to dry out for us. As far as rainfall, of course, if you get under one of those thunderstorms, could pick up over an inch of rain. Some of the heaviest, though, is expected to stay mainly south of I-70. We will see those cooler temperatures with the clouds and showers around on Sunday, but still, this is seasonable for early May. We're talking about highs that will still make their way into the middle and upper 60s in most spots, and actually even into the 70s around Lafayette and Peru, where your rain chances will be lowest. You may even see a little bit of sunshine, but the overall trend is going to be downward with those high temperatures. In fact, by Wednesday, barely getting into the 60s. That 7-day planning forecast with the cool down comes more chances for showers again Tuesday into Wednesday, drying things out temporarily on Thursday, but then that will come with more showers and a chance for that cool down to bring some patchy frost by Saturday morning. We're talking about lows once again into the 30s and highs only going to be in the middle 50s by the next weekend. So things are looking chilly after a very warm day today, Nicole.
Hi, Ali. This is advice from a Hall of Famer, how Kareem Abdul-Jabbar surprised a student at Beech Grove High School and offers hope for the class of 2020. I'm Dave First. It's our Sports Extra Spotlight coming up.
Ref.org. Without question, it's a tough time for high school seniors as they wrap up their final year away from friends. Even more difficult for teams that had championship aspirations, including Beech Grove High School, who recently received some Hall of Fame advice. Dave First with tonight's Sports Extra Spotlight.
Allie Hockett is as disappointed as any high school senior that the school year ended like this. So Allie reached out for advice.
Hi, Ali. This is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I don't think you really need any advice from someone who graduated college when Neil Armstrong first stepped on the moon.
She reached out to a Hall of Famer and quickly shared it with classmate Josh Copenhaver.
So you reached out to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I reached out. I said, if you could just give me some encouraging words. And then I mentioned the basketball team. I said, they've been through a lot this year, having lost their coach.
Black fist. That boy Gav, 8 minutes on the clock.
Matt English lost a lengthy battle with cancer in December of 2018. His team was going for their first regional championship last March before the rest of the tournament was called off.
I know you're going to miss all of your friends at Beech Grove High School, especially the basketball team, which has been through so much lately, having lost their coach and having their season canceled right after winning sectionals.
I was in shock. It was really cool.
Mike Renfro was Matt English's assistant and is now the program's head coach.
I thought, and I know the kids really thought that we had a shot to win the whole thing this year. So it was a little disappointing there in the end, and probably one of the hardest things I had to do was to let those kids know that we weren't going to the regional.
But Kareem wasn't done after learning about the program's slogan.
I love your team motto, though. We before me, because it's a lesson we can all live with.
When you get a response from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, that's pretty cool, right?
Yes. Yeah, I think my heart stopped for a minute, and I just kind of started shaking.
At first, when Alex sent me the video, I thought it was like a joke, because I was like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is like one of the all-time NBA greats. Like, why would he mention Beech Grove High School and the basketball team?
But clearly there's more than basketball being taught at Beech Grove High School. Matt's legacy was the lunch pail and hard hat he urged players to bring. Those same items were center stage when the team went on to win back-to-back sectional championships.
What do you think Matt would say about how this program has reacted over the last couple of seasons?
More than anything, I think he'd be proud. But I think he'd be really proud of the boys because they've worked very, very hard to get to where we are today.
It's a feeling these days felt school-wide.
Basketball is more than it's more than just basketball. Like, they implement life lessons in everything that we do.
We have been through things that no other class can really say that they've been through.
Best wishes in your college career, Allie. Take care now. Good luck.
And now a class with Hall of Fame status. Day first, RTV6 Sports.
Take a look at this. Starting in Terre Haute, the 122nd Fighter Wing conducted the Air Force Salutes flyover to salute American heroes on the front lines in the fight against COVID-19. The flyover of 4 A-10 Thunderbolt II aircrafts traveled above several local hospitals in Indianapolis and ended in Marion, flying over the VA hospital. We talked to a 7-year-old who watched closely today as they flew over St. Vincent Hospital in Carmel.
You thought they were great?
Yep. And I saw the planes flying in like a backwards V formation. So it was kind of like I couldn't really see well, but through these binoculars, I could see like one goes this way and a little of it goes that way.
You think you want to be a pilot someday? Why not?
It's because I already made my decision and I want to be a paleontologist.
What a cutie with big goals. And this is some interesting video, Kyle. I know you took some of this video from your backyard. How neat.
Yeah, so impressive to see it in person. Missed those days when we had the air show here in central Indiana. Great flying weather today. Tomorrow, not as much. We're going to have rain and thunderstorms, especially in the morning, and temperatures getting a little cooler as the week goes along.
All right, Kyle, and thank you so much, and thank you for joining us. Have a great night.